On May 11, 2026, the most trusted command in web development became a weapon. In an attack dubbed Mini Shai-Hulud, the simple instruction NPM installed didn't just fetch code, it became the attacker's best friend. The attackers never stole a single password, and every automated security tool said the published code was perfectly safe. A threat group calling themselves Team PCP unleashed the attack. The target was TanStack, a suite of wildly popular tools used in millions of web projects. And we have already made a video on that one, so be sure to check that one out. The attack was so sophisticated, it compromised 42 of their packages, spread to over 170 other projects across both NPM and PyPI, and even ensnared devices at major tech companies. In this video, we are going to show you exactly how the attackers chained together 3 clever and very real vulnerabilities, bypassing modern security checks and turning NPM install into a silent killer. To understand the devastation of this attack, you have to understand what TanStack is. Their libraries like TanStack Router and TanStack Query are fundamental building blocks for countless applications. Some of their core packages see tens of millions of downloads every week. This wasn't a random target. It was a strategic strike at the heart of the JavaScript ecosystem. The attack began between 1920 and 1926 UTC on May 11th. During this 6-minute window, 84 malicious versions of TanStack packages were published to the NPM registry. But here's the chilling part. The attackers didn't need to steal a single password. They didn't phish a maintainer or find a secret key leaked in a public repository. Instead, they turned TanStack's own trusted automated release pipeline against itself. The malicious code was published by TanStack's legitimate infrastructure, using its authorized credentials. To the outside world and to every automated security tool, these malicious packages looked completely legitimate. This was a new nightmare scenario. The attack came from inside the house. The threat wasn't an impersonator. It was a trusted process forced to act against its will. How they pulled this off was a masterclass in supply chain attacks. If this already sounds terrifying, it gets worse. Hit the like button so more developers can see this, because your team needs to know this happened. Security researchers at firms like Step Security, who regularly analyze these types of threats, quickly pieced through the attack chain. It wasn't a single exploit, but a brilliant 3-step process that escalated a tiny crack in the armor into a full-blown pipeline takeover. Step 1 was the Pwn Request. The attackers found that GitHub Actions workflows using pull request target can be dangerous. Here's the simple explanation. A normal pull request from a fork runs with restricted permissions. It's sandboxed. But a workflow using pull request target runs in the context of the base repository with access to more sensitive secrets and permissions. It's powerful, but a misconfiguration is a huge risk. The attackers crafted a malicious pull request that, when processed by this specific workflow, allowed their code to run in a privileged context for just a moment. Step 2 was cache poisoning. GitHub Actions allows workflow to cache files to speed up future runs. The attacker used this brief moment of privileged execution from step 1 to do something insidious. They tainted the shared cache. They injected a malicious payload into the cache and then waited. When a legitimate TanStack maintainer later merged a normal pull request, the trusted release workflow kicked off. It restored its dependency from the now poisoned cache, and just like that, the attacker's code was running inside the most secure part of TanStack's infrastructure, the release pipeline. This led to step 3, OIDC token extraction. Modern secure pipelines often don't use static passwords. They use a system called OIDC, where the CI/CD platform gets a short-lived token from GitHub to prove its identity to a package registry like NPM. It's the fantastic security measure, but it has one weakness. If an attacker can run code inside the machine that's requesting the token, they can steal it. And that's exactly what happened. The malicious code running inside the trusted runner read the OIDC token from the runner's environment and sent it home. The attackers now had the keys to the kingdom, but only for a few minutes. They used this temporary, fully authorized key to publish their 84 malicious packages to NPM. The attack was complete. This is where the story went from a clever hack to a paradigm-shifting crisis. The most terrifying aspect of the Mini Shai-Hulud attack wasn't just a pipeline compromise. It was what happened next. The malicious packages were published with valid SLSA level 3 governance. Let's break that down. SLSA, or Supply Chain Levels for Software Artifacts, is a framework designed to prevent exactly this kind of tampering. A SLSA provenance certificate is like a notarized document that proves a piece of software was built by a specific trusted resource. It's meant to be the gold standard. Security tools and enterprise policies are being built to rely on this provenance as a source of truth. And in this attack, it was completely useless. The provenance was valid. It correctly certified that the malicious packages were built by TanStack's official release workflow. The signature was real. The builder was trusted. The source repository was correct. Every automated check said, "This is safe." But the code was poison. Mini Shai-Hulud didn't break the trust model, it hijacked it, weaponizing the very signals we are being taught to rely on. The malware itself was a worm. Once installed, it scanned the compromised system for credentials, GitHub tokens, AWS keys, NPM tokens, and used them to spread further, infecting other packages the developer had access to. This is how the targeted attack exploded, spreading from an initial set of packages to hundreds of other projects across both NPM and PyPI, hitting major enterprise software vendors and large tech firms. The malware reached internal developer environments at major tech companies. OpenAI confirmed 2 employees' devices were compromised, forcing certificate rotation for their macOS apps. And here's what nobody in the security industry wants to admit. If provenance attestation can be hijacked by the very pipeline it's meant to certify, was SLSA ever actually solving the right problem? Do let us know in the comment section below. This incident was a massive wake-up call. So what are the lessons learned to prevent this nightmare from happening again? For any organization hit by an attack like this, the first rule is to assume any machine that installed an affected package is compromised. First, and this is immediate, rotate your secrets. This includes all GitHub tokens, NPM tokens, cloud credentials for AWS, GCP and Azure, Kubernetes secrets, and SSH keys that were accessible from any potentially affected machine. Malware in these attacks is designed to steal these, and you have to assume it succeeded. Second, audit your dependencies. Check your log files and CI logs for any malicious package versions. Remove them, but be aware. This type of malware can plant persistent hooks, so simply deleting the package may not be enough. You need to rebuild from a known clean environment. Third, harden your GitHub Actions. Immediately audit any use of pull request target. It's a foot gun. If you don't have a very good reason to use it, find another way. Scope your CI/CD permissions to the absolute minimum required and isolate your build environments. Untrusted code from pull requests should never be able to influence your production release builds. Change how you think about trust. This attack proves that provenance alone is not enough. We must combine it with other signals. Use tools that perform behavioral analysis of package installation. Don't blindly trust a green check mark from a scanner. Implement defense in depth. A package manager like Bun, for example, doesn't run most lifecycle scripts by default, which adds another layer of defense against some attack vectors. The industry calls this solved. We don't. Tell us if you think your pipeline is actually safe in the comments, because after watching this, we don't think it is. The mini Shai-Hulud attack was a watershed moment. It represented the culmination of years of escalating supply chain threats. The attackers, Team PCP, didn't just find one vulnerability. They orchestrated a symphony of exploits that played on our assumptions about trust and automation. This incident was a definitive proof that in modern software development, trust can no longer be static. It must be dynamic, continuously verified, and never ever taken for granted. Mini Shai-Hulud proved that the software supply chain can be defeated without stealing a password, without breaking a signature, and without triggering obvious alarms. If attackers can hijack the trust process itself, the most important security tool you have is vigilance. Stay paranoid. If you like this breakdown, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel, as we'll see you soon in the next one. Till then, peace out.